welcome. It's been a minute since I recorded something. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, it's November, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy November. My death is about to arrive soon. Finals are gonna happen and I'm going to cry. Yay! Can you tell I'm losing my mind? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time viewing, hello. My name is Khiarcher. It's a pleasure. So today we are playing, what's this called? The Pause Between the Ringing. Right? Today we are playing In the Pause Between the Ringing. I don't know anything about this game. I really don't. I have a feeling it's gonna be like a weird environment and I have to like hop between environments. I don't know. I'm taking a random guess because it looks wacky, I guess. So I don't know what's gonna happen in the pause between the ringing. We're about to find out. Ring-a-ling. Ring-a-ling-ling. It's the Lord calling. Let's get to playing in the pause between the ringing. And you just wish that the phone would stop and it keeps ringing and you're just like, shut up. I don't want to talk to you. Go away. Okay. In the pause between the ringing, press X on the keyboard or X on the controller to choose controls. I'm on my keyboard because the last time I used a controller, I had no idea what I was doing. Kinoko X. Oh my. WASD to move, wonderful. Mouse to look, E to interact, escape to quit, wonderful. This work is adapted from an unpublished story by Mir Umar Hassan, written by the Gujarati poet in 1958 for the editor of the Malwa Chronicle. It is reproduced here with permission from the Society for Perseverance of Obscure Fictions. Ooh, interesting. This sounds fun. To be complete is to be enclosed, to find yourself contained within the margins of your own body and the boundaries of collective reason. To be complete is to be able to see an edge to history. Ooh, spicy. I like it. Let's begin. In the Pause Between the Ringing by Salil Bahyani. Oh, I thought that was a baby. Hello? Can I hop? Okay, I can't hop. Okay. Oh. Okay. I'm going downstairs now. Oh. Hello? Is it the Lord? I'd like to answer your phone. Oh my. This is interesting. The Lord is calling. Okay, I'm following the airplane. I'm going down to my doom. Why are there open drawers? Can I hop up on the drawers? I can't hop. Okay, never mind. Hello? Moshi moshi. I'm taking Japanese in school. I know how to speak well. Moshi moshi. Hola. Hello. What do you want from me? Oh, okay. Hello. May I take a message? Can I sit? I cannot sit. Oh. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hello. Oh. Namaskar Sabib, an electric burst crackles in response and then pauses. I wish to speak to a ghost. Ooh. Why do you want to speak to a ghost, or who are you? Why do you want to speak to a ghost? Sometimes, says the voice, after a moment of thought, a ghost is the first historian of time. Sometimes hers is the only recollection, and I am a connoisseur of such residue. For I am a sutradhar, a narrator, holder of threads and the giver of meaning. So tell me, is there a ghost that I can speak to? Yes, there is. I am a ghost. Hello. Oh, Sutradhar. Long have I awaited your arrival. Time has silted around me, enfolding me in a history where I do not belong. Complete this story. Narrate an end to this Narrate an end to this endless waiting. Complete your story, asked the voice. Oh, that was me talking. Complete your story, asks the voice. Whatever do you mean? I cannot bear to persist any more. I have waited an eternity for this liberation. Send me back to the furrows of memory where I can be forgotten. Is that not why you have called over the telephone, asking to speak to a ghost? Oh, no, no, laments the voice. I seek a ghost, Sahib, yes. But I know nothing about your particular predicament. I seek a ghost to help me remember. Remember? Remember what? My stories. Tales of immortal viceroys and indolent pashas. Of crocodile processions and the marriage of mountains. Stories from across the border where I no longer belong. Stories that were taken from me. Some lost and others forgotten. Forgotten! Lost! What manner of Sutradhar are you? Curse you and your tribe of insouciant tyrants? Insouciant tyrants? I don't words. Okay. Purveyors of deceit and polluters of time. Dang, okay. But Sahib, says the voice and stops, as if hesitant to commit to a course that would entangle its search with mine own. Curse you! Dang, okay. I am shouting now, fearful of losing this one chance to escape. Each grain of time that I must abide scours my soul. Let me loose from the entanglement of my tale, or I shall drag you to this netherworld of a town to await eternity alongside me. Patience, Sahib. Sabrakaro? Says the Sutradhar, its voice quavering. Whether with distance or the strain of our conversation, I cannot tell. You mention a town, Sahib. Tell me more about this town. Perhaps I will remember some of your story were you to describe to me where you are. What can I say of the town? It has narrow lanes and tall buildings. Oh, fancy. Well, I can't go in there, can I? Alright, let's go up. Hello, door. Knock, knock. Is anybody home? Oh. Hello? I have come to say hello. And answer your... Oh, no. Oh, crap. Which way do I go? Don't do this to me. I'm in this... Oh, I can't go up there. Never mind. Hello? Anybody home? I'm just a measly little ghost here. Oh my, okay. Dude, these colors are great. It's so pretty. Oh my, that's terrifying. Okay. This is happening now. No. I was just here. Don't do this to me. Hello? A telephone. Can I answer it? Can I call for help? Hello? Oh. I haunt this town, yes. I wander through its clinics and offices, halls and passages. The empty boarding houses and carcanas have been home to me. I linger in the small corner where they kept the shrine, and I wait beside doorways that are shuttered. But most of all, I haunt this room. A room? Ah! All stories ferment in rooms. Tell me about this room that you haunt. Describe it to me. I can see the sky where the roof has fallen. Oh. Hey, is this is the same place. Okay, I guess because I'm haunting a room. I get it. Hello? Leave a voicemail. Hello? Hello? I see it now. I can see it, Sahib. Clear as day. The voice reverberates with the panic of a sudden realization. I know the place you speak of. Why, it is the records room at the Telephone Nagar. It could be no other, of that I am certain. Telephone Nagar? What manner of place is that? A frontier town, Sahib, built on the fulcrum of time. A town that ripened and burst long ago, and spewed so many tales from its verdant core that I can no longer discern distinct stories from my memory of the place. But surely you must know something that can help. Surely you must! A fragment, that is all I need. Anything that explains why I am condemned to wait here. All right, Sahib, since you insist, I will tell you the story of Iqbal and the death of Telephone Nagar. I press the phone to my ear and await the tale. Dude, what the heck?
Our story begins on Wednesday, the 28th of August 1833, when slavery was abolished everywhere except in territories ruled by the East India Company. It was then that an Irish doctor named William Brooke O'Shaughnessy decided that the world was porous and riddled with invisible arteries that only he could see. Even as slave owners were being paid compensation, as if freedom was an infringement that had to be reparated, William sat in a garret overlooking the Hooghly River and pondered the arterial conduits of trade and commerce that had washed him like an errant corpuscle upon the shores of this enslaved country.
So William O'Shaughnessy joined the company?
Yes, and propelled by such sanguine visions, he percolated into Hindustan, soaking through barriers of Bengal and Orissa as an assistant surgeon, seeping into Bihar as an opium merchant, diffusing across the Malwa landscape in search of ore for the mint, and permeating into history with his telegraph wires. From pharmacology to the galvanic cell, William used every science known to man to piece together a country that baffled him and threatened to close its paws against his probing investigations.
But what has a pharmacologist to do with Telephone Nagar and my plight?
Yes, I am getting to that.
It's like, shut up!
10 years into this project, William O'Shaughnessy found himself in the desert of Toke, along with a grand caravan of miners and salt merchants, looking for veins of copper. No settlements punctuated this land except the strange scaffolds built by nomadic barbers who eked a miserable existence here. The desert, which began north of Mutsiapur, infringed into the territories of Sindh with an unnerving abandon. No delineations marked this border, and in a country that was slowly being distributed into small containers, this was indeed a strange place.
I've been to the desert of Toke. It is a searing wasteland. Oh! Oh my. Tokay. George Tokay. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. I see the phone. Hello! Oh crap. Oh, this is really pretty. It's also really scary. Hello?
But O'Shaughnessy, to whom the world was porous regardless of where he might be, could see naught but fissures and crevices in this land, holes in the earth that leaked its minerals like open wounds. And here, amidst meager deposits of salt and copper, he discovered a deep fissure full of bakelite. So verdant was the find that within a few feet of digging into the crust, the small nodules of bakelite gave way to crystalline obelisks and protrusions of diodes and receivers. Within 20 feet, deposits of complete telephones started to emerge from the ground.
Yes, telephones ooze onto the very surface here. So rich are the mines. A telephone mine? Is that accurate? What's bakelite?
Indeed, rich were the mines. But this verdant find was located in that part of Toke which was deep within the independent territory of Sindh. Though this might not have been evident to O'Shaughnessy at the time of discovery, it was certainly clear to the head assayer who had procured a remarkable map for this expedition. I cannot tell you what this realization led to, but suffice to say that the head assayer was a distant cousin of Charles Napier, who called his illegal annexation of Sindh that very year
a noble piece of rascality.
I like the voice. How do you punish a man if he steals an entire country? That is a valid question.
With possession of the mines now secure, William O'Shaughnessy embarked upon the greatest mining endeavor of 19th century India. Teams of workers were conscripted and local barbers coerced to dig the first exploratory shafts. Teakwood trunks from the vast forests were dragged like a giant caterpillar to be hewn into shacks and offices, and to shore the mud and rock of the tunnels being dug. Geologists, cavalrymen and medical practitioners, telegraph operators, wiremen, electricians, bankers, hostelers and camp cooks, entertainers and crooks, all descended upon the site as the first tunnels were inaugurated.
What year was this?
Of what use are exact dates and years? Does it not suffice to say that the mines, which were as yet shallow, only about 30 feet deep, had already begun to yield great numbers of telephones, some small and delicate, and some as large as an elephant.
So, this is a mine of... I feel like he's playing with actual history. Like, things that happened in history were, like, a thing, and now there's a telephone mine? So, or did they find, like, material to, like, build telephones here? Is that what's happening? Or is he saying that they're finding, like, actual telephones in the mines? Like, hey, guess what, guys? Telephones weren't invented, they were found. Is that what's honest question, is that what's happening here? Is that what he's saying? Yes, I have seen such grand specimens in the town. I might have to look at this.
Observation decks and elevator shafts were built. Great rotating wheels were erected to pump air into the mine. For one whole week, a train of camels unloaded brass lamps from the ore that was stored in a newly built warehouse. Clothing karkhanas were set up that worked also jute into hard shoes for the miners and made cotton scarves for the supervising Europeans. Elephants were shipped to the inhospitable desert at great cost to help pull and tug the telephones from their conic bed.
Yeah, so they're like actually finding telephones. Okay. And what of the people themselves? Oh, hello?
Yes, the people, the well mining crews from Srinagar and Burma, from Ceylon and Hampi and Kadirmuga, started to descend upon the settlement, and were readily hired. Abutting their mine shafts, there erupted countless hovels of worker colonies, or what were to be later called Khanparas, and a little removed from the mines, there arose larger buildings for quarters and offices, churches and workshops, each a thin-walled ramshackle structure that hooked into the sky, until from the nothingness of the desert, there emerged a misshapen town.
So they're finding... So all of these... They found this mine shaft and all these people just, like, came to the mine shaft and were just, like, ripping it apart to get all these riches and telephones. A misshapen town indeed. Now what? This is, like, deeper than I thought it would be. What's in here? Oh, I was in here before, wasn't I? Hello? I did just come back to the room. Okay, can I use these? Oh, I can run? Okay. Okay.
William O'Shaughnessy, who was appointed Director General of Telegraphs for his discovery of the Bakelite pits, received a knighthood in 1866 for the telephone mines. And though he left the town a little after its founding, he gave a name to the settlement, calling it Telephone Nagar.
A fateful name it has proven. Interesting. Finding telephones in mines and being rewarded.
And with newfound prosperity, there appeared like a tide of locusts hordes of officers and revenue clerks, managers and traders, accountants and munshi, members of that peculiar race who speak both Firangi and Hindustani. A race of administrative service officers, the lower magistrates and the adjunct collectors. Indians who had been trained abroad for just such tasks of collating the whims of change.
Vultures. I spit in derision at the memory of these baboons. Oh, hello.
This new and formless settlement attracted them, this absence of discrete boundaries. Where else could you live in such proximity to the British, the Dutch or the Americans who worked alongside them? Where else were you allowed to so clearly see what being an equal might be like? Not that they were equal. There were separate living quarters, of course, separate messes and places of worship and even separate streets. But to be so close to the foreigners was exhilarating.
Foolish to be so enthralled. What is this? Are these like stamps? They look like stamps. What's that thing? Is that a stapler? It's not a stapler. This is interesting. I feel like he's playing with history. I kind of want to look up the story after this, just so that like I can understand it completely. Cause like this is interesting. It feels like fiction, but like with a little bit of history tossed in. Like, I don't know if... I'm kind of confused. And I don't want to be confused. But, like, I'm kind of confused.
Perhaps they were foolish. But remark these men, for they are crucial to our tale. It was these men, these officers of the company, who on a borderless land, discovered a finite margin. For it was against the nebulous assault of sand and mud, and the uncertainties of the mining pits, that they could delineate their own form and purpose. Somehow the harsh land erased other loyalties and helped keep the delicate balance of their lives in careful accord with their rulers. To this strange milieu arrived Iqbal.
Tell me about Iqbal. Okay.
Yes, Iqbal the barrister, Iqbal the revolutionary, Iqbal the unfortunate, or simply Iqbal. He came to this town riding a roving tide of humanity and attempting to efface the terrible years he had spent at Hertfordshire before being appointed the administrator of the Ambrose Shaft, the deepest active mine at Telephone Nigger. Save for his morning rounds, Iqbal rarely went to the actual mine. The rest of the day he spent in the cavernous records hall, maintaining a careful roster for the teams under his charge. It is the same hall that you haunt today, turning such records as have survived into paper planes in your boredom.
Oh! So I'm in the records room. Into paper planes. So I'm the one who's been making the paper planes because I'm bored as... Okay. I'm just super bored. So I just made all of... That's why the drawers are open, because I got bored and went through the records. And just started making paper planes out of them. Hello? Iqbal! Answer me! Are you going to speak? Me? No? Oh, it's me? Okay, it's me now, I guess. Perhaps it was the emptiness of this hall when the rest of the town was crowded, but something gave Iqbal room to ponder. Why was the telephone mined in only a single language, he wondered. Each telephone once extracted was refined and processed such that it would only allow English to be spoken through its receiver. No other language would transmit. Oh, that's interesting. I'm intrigued now. I feel like an idiot, but I'm like, it was an actual telephone line that they just took out, I guess. They just found telephones and they would only let English be spoken. I wonder if it's because of the foreigners.
And this bothered Iqbal, who knew, as we all do, that telephones in India have long predated the British Raj. Why, even Tughlaq was known to have shifted to Daltarbad to avail the magnificent, naturally exposed telephone that sat like a boulder upon his palace grounds.
Forgive me if I ever butcher any of these names. I do not know. One of the phones at Badami, even the Chalukya were known to use them.
Indeed.
Oh,
and
hello.
In the presence of such history, Iqbal found it difficult to believe that some small change in the refinement or extraction process might not yield a modern Bakelite telephone that could speak in many languages, perhaps even all of them. Such radical thoughts he kept to himself, and, when time permitted, he experimented, for his was the legacy of O'Shaughnessy, and he found it easy to bend wires and tubes to his will. And much as O'Shaughnessy had done, he too began to think of the world as a porous body waiting to be punctured by cables and pipes carrying blood and sound.
Am I Iqbal? Is that a thing? Am I going to be Iqbal? I'm trying to puncture the world with cables and pipes carrying blood. Did I kill myself by accident? Did I die during one of my experiments?
Reticent though he was, word of Iqbal's experiments percolated through the town and roused a deep anxiety in his fellow officers. Those who had prided themselves on their certainties saw in Iqbal's endeavor a malevolent threat to their way of life, for their certainties were born of a particular kind of fear. The telephone was a sacred emblem of their station as the chosen ones. They feared its proliferation and they feared its authority. To so debase such an august instrument was tantamount to sacrilege. Of this they were certain.
And violence comes easily to men who are certain. If you know, you know. So they killed me. They killed
Yes,
Iqbal.
it does. And at Telephone Nigger, this violence erupted when Iqbal proclaimed that he had perfected the first Urdu telephone and that he awaited a phone call to test its efficacy. It was this proclamation that killed Iqbal. They pushed him into a shaft that he supervised, and he fell 1,203 feet into a hole called Ambrose, until every bone was crushed like tinder, and his flesh so deeply lacerated that it left a streak of blood marking the passage of his body down the shaft.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
The next day, with forced joviality, lest the horror of their crime be made apparent, the murderers and their masters filed into the records room with a new camaraderie. As they reached for their muster sheets, they were startled to discover Iqbal seated upon his usual diary, waiting beside his telephone. His face was still lacerated and his mien was the color of a white dhoti, his limbs contorted in odd shapes with bones protruding the flesh, and his teeth rattled as he spoke in garbled bursts. But there he was, Iqbal, or what was left of him.
This is terrifying! Holy moly! I have to be Iqbal. Oh my gosh. So, like, the pause between the ringing, he's just waiting. He lives waiting for the telephone to ring. Oh my gosh. That is terrifying. A ghost.
The sight of Iqbal animated the memory of his murder. The records room was boarded up, though no one remarked upon the folly of entombing a ghost. People were prosecuted, the mines were abandoned, the shafts destroyed in a riot. The city dwindled and then, just as suddenly as it had begun, Telephone Nigger became an empty husk floating upon a sea of sand, leaving just the ghost of Iqbal, awaiting his phone call.
Oh my gosh, I'm Iqbal, just waiting by the phone for somebody to call me so I can use my experiment. Oh my gosh, do you believe I am Iqbal? I ask, wondering if I indeed am Iqbal.
I do not know, Sahib. All I can recall is Iqbal also awaited a phone call in the empty town of Telephone Nigger, that he too awaited a release from this purgatory that was to be heralded by a ringing, to which he would say,
"Hello." Oh my gosh! I just heard the whole story! Oh my gosh! Namaskar, Sabib. An electric burst crackles in response and pauses. I wish to speak to a ghost. Should I do the same thing or should I kind of want to do something different? Who are you? It's the same thing! I'm a weaver of circumstance to give her a meaning. I am a connoisseur of memory. I am the last author and the first historian of time. I am a sutradhar, a narrator. So tell me, is there a ghost I can speak to? I am a ghost. O Sutradhar, long have I awaited your arrival. Time has silted around me, enfolding me in a history where I do not belong. Complete this story, narrate an end to this endless waiting. Oh my gosh! The narrator didn't finish my story. She's just like there, waiting. She's just like, he's there. Iqbal's just there waiting. Oh my gosh! I've waited an eternity for this liberation. Send me back to the furrows of memory where I can be forgotten. Is that not why you have called over the telephone asking to speak to a ghost? Oh no, I seek a ghost, Sahib, yes. But I know nothing of your particular predicament. I seek a ghost to help me remember. Remember what? This frickin' conversation! We just had this conversation. Forgotten, lost. Yes, we talked about this already. I've said all this before. I just did all of this. What do you want from me? Let me out. This is the same thing. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of freaking out. How do I get out of here? This is the same story.
How
do you punish a man if he steals an entire country?
To which he would say,
"Hello. How do I get out of here? Is this game just on a loop or? Why is this the same thing? Did I finish it? I'm so confused now. I'm so confused. I have to look this up now. Is there an end to this? Maybe there's not. Okay, I made it back to here. I don't think that there's an ending to this game. You know, I wonder if there's not an ending to this game. Cause like I looked up things. Oh, what about over here? If I walk over here, will I escape? What if I keep walking away? If I walk away from the town far enough, will I... Did I just fall off the map? I did! I just fell off the map! Well, I guess this game doesn't have an ending. I'm gonna say that that was my ending. I'm trapped in limbo. Well, hold on, let me look up if this game actually does have an ending or if it is an endless loop. Because if it's an endless loop, that's really smart because you're just a ghost forever. But also, like, dang, that's so sad for Iqbal. Oh my gosh, that is so sad for Iqbal. Okay, I don't think that there's an ending. I think I'm saying that that's my ending. That I fell into limbo and that I'm just forever hearing ringing now. Oh my gosh, that was so weird. Well, that was interesting. Answer your phone, guys. You don't want to miss a call from the Lord. That was an interesting story. I really liked it. I think it's an interesting take to not have like a specific ending. That the game is literally just a loop forever. Because then it really makes you feel like the ghost. And I think that that's great. From a gaming perspective, I kind of wish that, like, they hinted at that. Because, like, you know, you're doing it, you're playing the game, and then it's just like, well, wait a second, I just did all of this. I just heard this story, like, 10 times. Can I exit? Can I hit the ending yet? Like, I'll give them props for it, because I don't think that would regularly be done. So, props to y'all for that. The story was interesting. I kind of wish that there was more exploring, though. Like, there was more walking around the room and having the story told to me as I, like, find clues or whatever, I guess. Because it kind of just felt like I sat there listening to a book. But the atmosphere, when I actually did get to walk around and do things, was great. And I loved the atmosphere. I wish that they had more of the atmosphere like that. I hope that you guys liked this video. At least, the story was interesting. The ending, the reveal of Iqbal, like, oh my gosh, you know, that was a good twist on the whole thing. I wish that it kind of got there faster because it was just like, okay, why am I hearing about this telephone mining down? Okay, you know, but like, it was interesting. I thought it'd be a deeper story, I guess, but it's cool. I do kind of like the loop because it's just like, oh my gosh, you're Iqbal repeating the story, oh my gosh, but then like they could have just ended it there, you know, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm Iqbal. And then it's just like the reveal and then the hello, that part where it like repeats, like the actual repeating of the story the first time is really good. But then it gets so confusing because you expect it to end there and it's just like, okay, the reveal happened, now what? But yeah, interesting game. Okay, go answer your phones, talk to your mothers, speak to your fathers. Happy Thanksgiving. Go speak to your family. Tell them thanks for being alive, you know. Thank the Lord for your breath. Thank the Lord that you're breathing today and that you get to eat food. Go eat whatever it is you people decide to eat on Thanksgiving. That's a good thing to leave in the comments. Hey, guys, tell me what you guys are going to be eating for Thanksgiving. Tell me who you're going to be calling on Thanksgiving. Who did you talk to on the phone today? Have fun with your families, guys. Have fun with your food and football and decorating for Christmas and etc., etc. Happy all the wonderful Thanksgiving festivities. Yes. Happy Thanksgiving, you guys. I love y'all so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. 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 Wow. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.